I'm Mark Unger, producer of Roundtable. Because we find this presentation so special, we really would like for you to see this. Please watch.
Welcome to Single Shot Show at Manhattan Neighborhood Network's Roundtable. Tonight we are visiting the exhibition Plasticity in Motion in Tenry Cultural Institute, and we didn't have a chance to speak with the chief organizer of the exhibition, Tatiana Borodina, but we got the director of Elegant New York magazine.
Yes. Natalia Newman.
Natalia Newman, and we wanted to ask her a few questions and just speak about this exhibition a little bit.
Sure. So Tatiana Borodina, she was really very eager to organize this exhibition because she's a photographer herself, and this time she really decided to give stage to photographers without mixing the exhibition with painters, as usually paintings and photographs. So this time she researched, and it actually was an open call, the international open call, and was a lot of work to choose the artists, and she wanted to give space to every artist, so it wouldn't be just one or two works for the public to see, but it would be the whole wall, like you can see here, like big spaces, and each wall is just for one artist, so you can really see the style, the dynamics, the energy, and to get the idea of the character and the like what drives them, what really makes them create.
Well, indeed, it was a beautiful exhibition, and it not often happens in New York that when you have a group exhibition of just photographers, photography is
Yes.
in many ways being put together with other visual arts, and it's very nice and very interesting that we actually have one exclusively devoted to that. But let's talk a little bit about the name of the exhibition, Plasticity in Motion.
It sounds simple and complicated at the same time, and the human body, that's what they wanted to put in the center, and but combined with time frame, also the New York Fashion Week. So fashion and human body and its movement, that's what they wanted to talk about. Of course, when we talk about motion, the first thing which comes to mind is dance.
Indeed.
Yes, so that's why Nina Alovert was invited, and Tatiana and all other artists feel very honored of your presence here, because she is one of the most celebrated photographers who photographs dance around the world for about 50 years.
We definitely will speak with Nina later, and it's a beautiful collection of her works, but we had some young artists, some more famous and some less famous, but
yes,
indeed all really brilliant. So why wouldn't we go around the exhibition and just take a brief look at what is happening there, and give a word to organizers, see how it was actually curated, what was the reasons for selecting the works?
Right, so one artist who unfortunately she couldn't make it here, she is different from everybody else, that she never works with professional models. She literally goes around and looks at people on subways or on the street, and one of her favorite models is she found her in the subway. a very interesting face, and that's how she finds people who participate in the photo shoot. So she likes them very spontaneous.
Let's go and take a look, shall we?
Sure.
So this is Zoe Arnes's box, and the characteristic from photographer's point of view, from professional point of view, they are very white and very contrasty. So you say that none of these models are actually professional?
No. She, as I remember, that was a really interesting story. She was a part of the photo club back in Russia. And when photo clubs ceased to exist, she ended up with a lot of old film, digital film, not digital film, I mean analog film, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting confused. With a film and photo paper. And that taught her so much. She took on this project and started playing around with it, and she stayed true to it since then. So now she lives in Alaska, but the style, she keeps the style, she likes spontaneity. It's, for me, is a lot of theatricality in it. She creates scenes.
Indeed it is, yes, absolutely. And that's indeed a beautiful work. And well, the fact that none of these individuals shown on the photograph are professional models actually added something extra special. Well, let's look at Dasha's box.
Tatiana felt very strongly about are from Ukraine. These three photographers are, I don't want to mispronounce the names, Dariya Tishchenko-Zhuravel, Mariya Andriichuk, and Sokolovskaya.
Well, let's start with Dasha. Single shot, I don't know if you know it, is actually very big promoter and strong supporter of alternative, new and experimental art, and Dasha is definitely a fine example of that. We can see that all the works are made in selective color, they're very dynamic and very surrealistic.
Yes, but she actually looks for her inspirations from fashion. She feels that fashion allows to express women's sides which are not so obvious in other aspects of life, and that's what she is looking when she's trying to catch this dynamic in the fashion outfit, which continues the presence of the model, her state of mind, and that's how she builds around it to create her shots.
Well, that's indeed some outstanding work, and what's interesting about it, it's one of the medias started to be employed in photography, the prints on metal, and for that particular work where part of the image is black and white and part of the image actually is color, it's extremely complementary. It actually makes the white to be somewhat silverish instead of being white, and creates this unique, unusual look, adds to surrealism of the image, and again some pretty bright hues added to it, creating a really nice and interesting touch of color.
My name is Dariya Tishchenko-Zhuravel. I'm an Ukrainian photo artist. I'm excited to be a part of the exhibition Plastic Movement, and proud to exhibit my photo works together with such talented authors in Tanner Gallery in New York. I think that there should be a lot of such events because it's about showing your identity, and it's a great opportunity to be heard and share your personal inspiration.
So we have one of the participants of Plasticity in Motion, Tina Sokolovskaya. Hello, Tina. This is a beautiful exposition. Would you tell us a little bit about how it came to life? What is the idea behind it?
Yes, so I travel a lot, and all pictures were made in different countries, and I'm trying to combine the beauty of nature, beauty of different countries, and the beauty of women. So, for example, this one was made in Dubai desert, and it was pretty windy, so it was really difficult and hard to stay in the sand, to the wine, it was really difficult, but I was trying to show the beauty of desert, and beautiful woman, she's my client, so it's a real photo shoot. I mean, not just art. It was personal shoot for this woman.
So it was actually commissioned work that turned out to be a beautiful piece of art.
Yes.
This is the best situation possible. What about this one, for example? It has very generic background, so it can be probably anywhere from Antarctica to Africa.
Yes, I know, but it was just in Ukraine, in Odessa, in a very small spot near the sea, and this ballet dancer from our Ukrainian opera. And it was really a funny story because we're trying to find at least just empty spot on the coast because it was in the summer, there's a lot of people. We were trying to make by ourselves the dress and everything. So it was just about art, and we woke up really early to do this shoot. So just was just inspiration because the girl is really amazing. She's an amazing dancer.
It's no doubt of that. And what about this work? That's more of a face-oriented portrait, very different from the rest of the exposition.
Yeah, I think this portrait is about eyes, and I really like to work in studio because when we work with portraits in studio, it's all about light and about emotions, or you need to show the soul of person through the camera, right? So when I was looking at this woman, I thought she's looking like cat. So we found this head reminding the cat head. So we're trying to do something.
I can see where you're coming with the cat expression. Well, it's indeed an interesting collection, and what's striking about it, half of it is giving an impression of nature, and another half is very, how should I say, specific industrial environment of our own New York City.
These two were made in New York City, in Roosevelt Island.
Indeed, that's
And
beautiful.
this person, she's really amazing, and she's very interesting. So I met her in Thailand a couple of years ago, and we saw each other in New York in May. So we just had a walk on Roosevelt Island, and we're trying to do these pictures. And by the way, after these pictures, the security of Roosevelt Island asked us to leave because it's not really allowed to do this.
Yeah, I can imagine that they was having questions
But
about it,
the
but
main
the result is
we got
indeed
this,
water.
We got this. So
Indeed.
we left, we got this. And this one is my most famous picture. And this picture gets the best 100 pictures of the world last year. So it also was commercial shoot for my client from Latvia, and this shoot was made in Dubai on the beach. And it was really spontaneous and randomly because I just saw the bridge near, and I asked her let's try. I will get above the bridge, and you will lay down and just let's try. Let's see what we can do. So it was just perfect timing, and the wave came perfectly, and I just shoot this.
Yeah, it's indeed one of those shots which is impossible to repeat even if you would try the hardest. It's beautiful work.
Just the form of it and how it looked like in general.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much, Tina. It's indeed a beautiful collection. Good luck with today's opening.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tina
Tina.
Sokolovskaya.
Tina Sokolovskaya. We actually spoke with her before, and the works are truly astonishing. But let's talk a little bit about why it was chosen for this exhibition, the plasticity in motion.
I think for me, as a former dancer, for me they're very choreographed. When it's, some photographers, they really give an assignment to a model. They know, they can visualize what they want them to do and how they want it to be. And I think they take a lot from direction from Tina, but on the other hand, she is looking for this spontaneous, happy, artistic moment which can happen in nature. Like the sky is a certain way, the blow of the wind or the wave, which comes in and creates that moment of uniqueness. And I think it's a great combination of structure and freedom in the same shot.
Indeed, all the works are based on the concept of spontaneity, even though they was carefully planned, as we discussed with the artist. All of them didn't just happen, they all was created with careful, meticulous process, but the result really have this hint of spontaneity, hint of life and joy of life. That's what she was talking actually about in her interview, and indeed beautiful work. And we can proceed to Mariya Andriichuk, if I remember correctly.
Right. Mariya Andriichuk, you can see right away that she really appreciates educated body, well-educated body. That's why we see a dancer here, and this nude, artistic nude, that's definitely a dancer for me, because the way she puts her hands, you can see the classical ballet education right through.
Indeed, you can see that.
Yes, so it's a beautiful collage. Again, like very different. Like I like the dynamic of it. You can see so much power that she wants to project through the bodies. That like really concentrated energy, which ends up like an explosion of flow, but like I can feel it in every shot, in every photograph I see.
Oh, indeed, the energy is everywhere, and a lot of sensuality as well.
And experimenting, you see this
experimenting,
like
indeed.
given this idea of how the flow or turn, how it's going to influence the shot or the flow of fabric. And that last one, I know she absolutely adores it, and I do too. The end of the photo shoot, which was not planned by any means. That was actually complete experiment, and the model didn't know how to.
It was
react.
almost
Yes.
accidental. They basically asked the model at the last
Just
moment of photo shoot if they
Yes,
can
like,
splash milk on her.
Let's just do it, and
Yeah.
I think it's so beautiful.
It's indeed a beautiful work. This is Mariya Andriichuk, brilliant photographer. As I understand, those works are from studio environment, right?
Actually, yes, but not all, but they look like.
Well, they all have the lighting that suggests the studio environment situation. Indeed, a beautiful work. So, can you tell me what unites them? What made you to choose these particular works to be together on the wall in this exhibition?
Sure. So actually, these photographs, they were not taken in the series, and they were taken at different times. And even though they approximate time and space, they create this feeling of flow and give some feeling of dynamics. Actually, it's about what exhibition is, consisted of motion.
Precisely, yes. That's indeed shows a lot of plasticity. Yes.
Here, so it's all about flow. It's like evidence of plasticity in existence in general.
So, as I understand, this is what you focus work in general on, the plasticity of existence, the motion of existence.
Photography has some kind of energy. It's called like content, something that attracts your attention and makes it memorable, and gives some kind of energy that people feel like admired and delighted and want to create something. It's about inspiration.
Well, indeed, it's very inspiring. Thank you very much. So let's proceed to another collection of dance pictures. The most celebrated, as we said before,
Yes.
photographer Nina Alovert.
This is, for me, is pure art. I am a big admirer and fan of many classical ballet artists, especially Baryshnikov, and her take on it is really to underline the idea of classical ballet. The whole idea of classical ballet is this weightlessness and like unreal feel for real people, like create an illusion of having no weight and being able to do and express with your body whatever you want. And they just become such masters that I practically have no words. It's so beautiful.
In fact, I never thought about it this way, but indeed, in a way, the whole ballet principle is based around the concept of levitating.
Absolutely.
And when you look at it, probably Nina is one of the best masters of photography for ballet who captured it so
They just
vividly.
fly.
Indeed,
They fly and they weigh
they
nothing
fly.
at all.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Absolutely.
I'm in awe.
Wow. Now we're talking with one of the most decorated and most famous participants of this exhibition, a person who photographed everybody who is anybody in ballet and much more than that, Nina Alovert. Hello Nina, and thank you very much for having a few minutes for us during this beautiful show.
Thank you very much for attention to my work.
I was actually reading what you was writing about this collection, and my impression is that the hardest part was actually choosing which works you would leave for this exhibition.
For exhibition, because it is it must be plastically, I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Plasticity.
Plasticity of movement. I try to find the picture with this plasticity is very understandable with a visual effect, and you see how body is working and moving or in pose. Pose is also part of dance. That's what my idea just to be together with the exhibition.
Well, from all the participants, in my opinion, it was easiest for you because plasticity is the middle name of ballet. If you talk about this,
Plasticity is it's every movement has plasticity.
Indeed.
I just try to find where this visual, very understandable, more impression, more emotional effects.
well, indeed, you did a great job on choosing them as well as on photographing these individuals. As I understand, some of them are the most famous names in ballet, and some less famous but still very prominent, right?
Oh yes, very, of course, very famous is Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Indeed.
But here is what's interesting that it is in 1974. It is Baryshnikov before he defected, before he left Russia.
So it's basically his last.
Last performance.
It's last performance of in
One of last performance.
Excellent. Well, it's indeed a beautiful collection. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. We have a couple of more artists left, including yours truly. So let's talk about Mariya Tishchenko-Zhuravel's works. It's a small collection, but nevertheless, it's not less important than any other.
Here, her favorite topic is. Her favorite topic here, which is presented here on this exhibition, is her photos, her portraits, which sometimes they are not even a portrait of the artists, other artists who are artists in themselves. So it's like artistry of the art of artistry of other artists. It's like triple artistry. And it's interesting how she wants to show, I think it's similar, that's why they're in the same exhibition. She wants to show the same thing, that the ease, the freedom, the contrast, and the structure and the shot which is built, because they're very architectural, these shots for me. And that's the creativity, how I say it. I like to say it, you calculate your artistry and you stay artistic in your population. So this something
indeed.
like that. Yes.
Indeed, it's some remarkable work. So, usually I'm the one who is answering the questions, but this time I'm actually part of the exhibition, and this is a new collection called Dreams in Color. The difference of this new series from my previous work is very colorful palette that is being used, very basic prime colors and very direct shapes, combined with increased amount of narrative. All of those works have either a studio photo in them or a street photography shot of a person. And this is the biggest change in what I'm doing artistically. Basically, started to tell the stories instead of just showing beautiful places. Well, I can say a lot about my own works, but I would actually be really interested to hear what would be the opinion of a person who just see them. So, what do you think of those works?
I think you bend space. I think that's what you do.
In a way, absolutely, I do.
Yes. So here you take away the ratio, and then a human being becomes a transformer, and your mind allows to see that there is no such thing as big and small, but there are things that it's how you go about it, and sometimes the skyscraper doesn't intimidate you, it's just a part of your walk, or the tunnel which involves you, but again, who is big, who is small, like you lose the idea of grandeur, like what are we looking at, who is bigger, why are we even asking this, it all sort of flows in the same river.
It's actually one of the most elaborate and interesting looks at what I do creatively, and indeed one of my biggest objectives was always questioning the proportions of things comparatively to each other in reality, and
I can absolutely feel it.
if I achieved it, then
Yes,
I'm
you
happy.
did. Yes, you
Well,
did. Wonderful.
thank you very much. It was a really beautiful tour of this exhibition, and indeed we had some remarkable collection in this exhibition.
Thank you, Alex. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Always
very
a
much.
pleasure.
I hope you found that worth watching as much as I did. I'm Mark Unger for Roundtable. Thanks for watching.